So it's been a minute since I brought you guys an ESPN. You are on borrowed time. But today, it's not ESPN. Today, it is First Take. So I'm bringing you a reaction to a segment on First Take where they were discussing my team, the Golden State Warriors, right? And I can see the dislikes coming. I can see the people like, you're just mad because there's blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so, and I have nothing to be mad about, by the way. Warriors singing high praise on top of the mountain right now. They say, ole, 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 ole. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we on top of the mountain right now. We enjoying the view. How about that? But anyways, I don't want to boat or just bloat. What is the word? Boast. There we go. I don't want to do that right now. All I want to do is react to this because I watched it already, but I felt like I needed to bring raw feelings and raw emotion to it and get my raw thoughts. So, without further ado, and first off, by the way, you already know who it is. I ain't about to introduce myself. Let's get to it. Oh, actually, you know what? It just crossed my mind. You might be new. And if you're new, hi. I'm TGU. Nice to meet you. And this is what you get when you are part of the Goon Squad. But let's get to it.
10 assists in the Warriors' 127-113 win versus Trae Young in the Hawks' 10th career 50-point game after he went 14 of 28 from the field, 9 of 19 from deep, and 13 of 13 from the line.
Stop right there, right? 9 of 19 from 3, right? 9 of 19. That means he hit 9 threes. You know how many NBA players can say that they've hit 9 threes in a game? On multiple occasions, by the way. On multiple occasions. 9 threes. You know how many NBA players, not even just NBA players, but NBA superstars can say that they've hit 9 threes in a game? I'll let you know right now, it's a very elite class. And it's a very select few players in the league right now and from the last couple of years who've hit 9 threes in a game. Consistently too, by the way. Consistently. Like multiple times. Not just one time wonder it never happened again. No. Like they've done it and then they do it a lot more times after that. Very few people. But anyways, 9 of 19 from 3. By the way, if you don't know percentages, that's basically 47% from 3. 14 of 28 from the field overall, which is 50%, right? It's pretty easy. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Come on now, big math, big brains, right? Big brains. 13 of 13 from the free throw line. 100% accuracy. So, man had a night, basically. Steph Curry, he had a night. And honestly, not just me being a biased Warriors fan, but even if I was a fan of another team, I don't know. Besides, KD? Who else? Who else? Like, look at me. Who else? Who else do you have as your MVP, if not this guy? And again, there's a lot more season to go. It's early. I understand teams getting through their works. They're getting through their kinks. They're getting their legs together, everything else. But you got to think, like, the Golden State Warriors are the same way. They're still getting their legs together. They're still getting their cohesion together. They seem to be hitting on all cylinders already early on. So imagine them down the road. Even better. More time together. More experience with the group. Other pieces coming back. And they have time to get them incorporated before playoffs. Imagine. But I'm going to let them get to it. Let's go.
Curry has 4 50-point games at age 32 or older, second most in NBA history behind Michael Jordan, who has 5. Good company to...
Who is the GOAT, by the way? Who is the GOAT, by the way? He's hailed as the GOAT, the greatest of all time, by the way, if you don't know what GOAT means. Yeah. Anyways, let's go.
Being Golden State 9-1, first place in the West, and Klay Thompson not even back yet. Mr. Smith, I'm starting with you.
Exactly. We don't even have Klay Thompson, right? Who was our other all-star, by the way. I dropped my chapstick out of my pocket when I'm doing that. So I had to pick it up. But Klay Thompson hasn't played in 2 years. We've been missing Klay for 2 years. This whole narrative that we need Klay Thompson back has been going around for 2 years now. Because the Warriors were pretty mediocre. Pretty mediocre for the last couple of years. Last year was the first time last season, right? Last season was the first time that they had shown any signs of like true growth and true threat for the foreseeable future, right? And they're showing it this year. By the way, I just want to outline everything that's going on with the Warriors. Undefeated in the preseason. Didn't drop a single game. Your favorite team dropped a single game. The Warriors didn't drop a single game, by the way, right? No matter how hard or not as hard they were trying, they didn't drop a single game as a team. So that's preseason, by the way, though. I'm not going to bring that up for too much. But then they back it up. Preseason. People thought, oh, okay, this is the preseason. Let's see what they do in the season. They opened the season 9-1 after 10 games. 9-1. They only lost to the Grizzlies, and they lost to them in overtime. What can I say? Ja Morant, goated. But everything else, they handled the Lakers, they handled the Clippers, they handled the fucking Hawks, they handled the Thunder. That's a good point. I'm going to bring it up later, but I'm going to let them get to that first. I'm going to let them bring it up.
Be the favorites to win it all.
Oh, hell yes. I said I came on the record. Let me state this loud and clear
Talk
for
to me.
everybody to see.
Yep.
DJ Smile,
If
that's
Klay
what I know.
Thompson
Mm-hmm.
and James Wiseman come back healthy,
Okay.
the Warriors are winning the championship. Ain't nobody beating this. I'm sitting across from a man that is a career 41.5% shooter from three-point.
Buckets.
I mean,
This brother is a marksman now. I'm talking. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. Klay Thompson is one of the top 5 shooters I've ever seen in my life. And I'm watching Jordan.
and then this is the thing that annoyed me too. Right? This is the thing that annoyed me too. JJ has the audacity, and then by the way, JJ Redick is on the show right here now, right? But JJ has the audacity to snicker and laugh when Stephen A calls Steph Curry the greatest shooter of all time. And then he has even more of a reaction when he says Klay Thompson is the top 5 shooter of all time. I'll let y'all, matter of fact, get over here. Hi, how you doing? So, this is the video I'm watching, right? I'm going to go back for you guys real quick. Watch JJ's reaction.
41.5% shooter from three-point.
Buckets.
Singing his
This
praises.
brother is a marksman now. I'm talking. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. Klay Thompson.
What is that?
Is one of the top 5 shooters I've ever seen in my life. And I'm watching Jordan Poole.
So why are you having that type of reaction? You know JJ Redick. You know. Steph Curry was on the Warriors team busting your ass for years. Giving you buckets for years. That's probably why he had that reaction, because he's not willing to admit that this dude is in fact the greatest shooter of all time. But anyway, let's go. I guess it's a shooter's pride.
I'm watching Gary Payton Jr. I'm watching Toscano. Okay? And then I'm looking at Steph Curry, who, by the way, let me take a moment to give love to the wonderful, great, phenomenal Candace Parker, who tweeted before the game.
Oh, facts. She did do that. She tweeted before the game that Steph Curry was going to drop 50 points. Can you guys guess what Steph Curry dropped? If you didn't watch the game? That's right. Good job. Yeah. 50 50 points. 50 points. Highest points in the season. Highest. No one close. No one else close.
Great, phenomenal Candace Parker.
No one else. No one else. No other superstar. KD didn't. Jaylen Brown didn't. LeBron didn't. Devin Booker didn't. I can go down the line of scorers in this league, and none of them have. Ever since that new rule with the fouls started, people's scoring has gone down too, right? Not KD. He know how to score without getting fouled. He know how to get buckets. Steph Curry know how to get buckets. He benefited from the rule from the old way it was as well. Just like Harden, just like Trae Young, just like these guys, just like Damian Lillard, just like all these people who would fall into the defender and force fouls. He did the same shit, but he can still somehow get 45 points, right, in the first 3 games of the season, and then he can also still drop 50 in the first 10 games of the season. So already this year, Steph Curry has dropped 45 points and 50, and everyone still will overlook the Warriors. It's so sad.
Great, phenomenal Candace Parker, who tweeted before the game,
Talk to me.
Steph Curry gonna drop 50 tonight.
Yep.
When you got a young cat, I'm paraphrasing here, she tweeted that when you got a young blood like Trae Young coming for you, you gotta remind them who you are.
Yep.
And that's what Steph Curry, because Trae Young was putting on the show himself in the first half last night.
Oh, God.
But Steph Curry just said, not yet, young fella.
Not yet.
There's levels to this.
No.
And when I think about what I'm seeing, I see a lot of teams. But when I think about perimeter shooting ability, the versatility, the athleticism, the ability to play defense, and more importantly, I don't know why I gotta keep preaching this to people all the time. Free throws matter come playoff time. You gotta make free throws. And we know they need the Lakers. And so when I look at it, I'm telling you right now, I'm watching James Harden.
Because this video is already like 8 minutes long, so I'm not trying to make this video long, but I'm going to try to get this point across pretty quickly. So, the Warriors, and the reason he brought that point up, right, is because the Warriors have done really good this season of making their free throws. And last night in particular, they only missed 1 free throw as a team, I believe. That's pretty damn impressive if you ask me. So, nonetheless, right? So, and obviously he threw that little jab at the Lakers, which is a fact. The Lakers are not making free throws. They don't have that nebula, that core of guys that can just go and hit free throws consistently. They have certain guys on the team who can do that. That's it. Their team as a whole is not consistently great at the line. And that's a good point. In the playoffs, when them crucial clutch calls come at the end and you need to hit them free throws, you're going to need to hit those.
He's struggling. Don't get me started with Kyrie. He ain't there. So we got Milwaukee. Giannis hit free throws in a game 6. Congratulations. All right. Miami is nothing to sneeze at. I get it. But these brothers here in Golden State, I can't see anybody beat them.
JJ, why were you shaking your head at him?
It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Here we go. Here we go, JJ. Talk to me, JJ.
Steph
Talk to
Curry's
me.
the greatest show on earth
Talk to me, JJ. See, because JJ Redick,
right now. I
right?
will say that. And to your point, he's the best shooter ever. I think Klay Thompson is the second best shooter ever. Here's the thing about the Warriors, though.
So wait, JJ. If that is the case, why did you have that reaction earlier when he said that? Why was that such a comment that dumbfounded you, that you made that expression and reacted that way? I need you to explain yourself, my friend. I need you to explain. But man. And this is the thing, right? I'm gonna let him talk. Go ahead.
So let's have some perspective here. All right, they've had the 8th easiest schedule so far.
Okay.
They've got 2 games left on this homestand. 9 of their first 12 games will be at home.
Okay.
They have no signature wins other than opening night against the Lakers. They've beaten OKC twice, Houston, New Orleans. The only time they've left the state of California is to go play Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City.
Well, you need to go visit San Francisco.
No, but listen.
Because being in San Francisco this day and age is tough.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be harsh on that one, JJ. That's a great point actually. So far, they've beaten the likes of OKC, who are a young team that seems to be struggling. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. People are saying shit like they haven't beaten anybody that matters, right? They haven't beaten anybody that matters. But for some reason, the Lakers, who are supposed to be these favorites in the West, they lost to OKC twice. They lost to the same win. First, they lost to them when they were winless. Then they lost to them again when their only win of the season was against them. But they're the favorites to win the West, though, right? They're the favorites to win the West when it's all said and done. Like past regular season, they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to win the West too, right? They're the favorites, right? The Lakers, they're the favorites. Okay. And I get the thing with the schedule being easy right now. I understand that. That was a good point, JJ. JJ, go ahead, JJ. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is so early to say that they're the favorites.
Okay.
And the other thing about bringing back Clay or bringing back James Wiseman, Clay hasn't played basketball in 2.5 years. The last time Clay played basketball, anti-vaxxers were a fringe movement. You know, COVID didn't exist, right?
Gotcha.
It's been a long time. We have no idea what Klay Thompson will look like. James Wiseman is 20 years old. He's played in 39 NBA games.
Oh.
Really helps you work more efficiently.
I'm not going to listen to you. Ad. Where'd you come from, Ad? Go away, Ad. Anyways.
If you're placing your trust in him to win a playoff series with him playing heavy minutes, I just don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to let Keyshawn go first, but I'm about to warn you. You're about to be initiated into television in a few minutes. Go ahead, Keyshawn. And then I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him for that, but go ahead.
They've been hot, but like JJ said, this is the beginning of the season. How you going to all of a sudden just give them the mantle? We have no idea.
This is where I got pissed off, right? This right here is when I got pissed off. Keyshawn. Key. I love you, brother. I love you. Right? Well, sometimes. Right? You're talking about how it's early in the season. We get so much information from 10 games. Do you know that, right? You know that. It's 1/8 of the season, right? We have a full 82-game season this time now, okay? And we have 1/8 of information already established already, right? Yes, it's early, but the Warriors, out of almost all the teams in the league, right? And in the West, they showing already in the West. Out of all the teams in the West, they've got it handled mostly right now. Everybody else still playing catch up. The Warriors got it already handled. And they're going to just continue to build on that. That's the thing. Like, you guys are making points about how it's early, but that works into my argument. Because it's early in the season. They already got it figured out. They already clicking. And all they're going to do is continue to figure it out. JJ, Key, I need y'all to keep up. I need y'all to know. Because it's not stopping. It's not going to stop. They might slow down. They might lose more games. Sure. But they're going to be still in the top echelon of the West because they already have it figured out. And all they got to do is just make good off of bad mistakes, and they'll be fine. But this man is such a Laker butt hugger that he is too blind to see that the Lakers are indeed struggling. They might stay. I'm not going to say might. They're going to still make the playoffs. As long as LeBron's healthy for the majority of this season, they're going to still make the playoffs. But for right now, they have very little chemistry at all. Right? They're still incorporating Melo. They're still incorporating Russ. AD is frail as paper. And they got to figure it out. But you really have the Lakers being the favorite So you're ready to make the Lakers the favorite, even though they're struggling as hell right now. But you're not able to see how someone can see the Warriors being a favorite right now, even without Klay Thompson. By the way, Klay looks good. By the way, for other fans of the NBA who aren't following the Warriors and what we do on our side here, I can let y'all know that Klay looking good. That's all I'll let you know though. He looking good. No more needs to be explained.
No idea. Remember, one of his strengths is his defensive side of the ball. His 2 leg injury, an ACL and an Achilles. So when you take that away from him, now what is he? Just a spot up shooter, which is deadly. Clearly, it puts points on the board. And yes, you are right.
You know what? I'm still not gonna give you any more. But it's just funny how people are so ready to write off Klay's athleticism because he had the ACL and the Achilles injury. As if like he just can't defend anymore. He can't make his own shot anymore. He can't do anything. He's just a vegetable. They just passed him in the corner and he shoots a ball. That's what they think he's about to be. Okay. All right.
Even if the Lakers don't make free throws. But I'll be damned if I sit here and allow you to just count them out. Just decide to say, oh, they don't mean anything. You just gonna just pass over the Lakers just because you seeing magic being made in Golden State and San Francisco right now. I know AD, you can blow on him. He can fall apart, all that. I get it. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Westbrook in the early stages of Ron. Just catching up to him.
You know what? Key, yes. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on the Lakers. I'm gonna pass over the Lakers. I'm going to pass over the Lakers in favor of Denver, Utah, and everyone else that is ahead of them. I'm passing over them for the Mavs. I'm passing over them for Utah. I'm passing over them for Denver. I'm passing over them for the Clips. I'm passing over them for the Warriors. They got to figure it out. And when they do, then my opinion will reverb itself and it will revise itself and I will, give you a more updated opinion on the Lakers. But for right now, I'm passing on them. Right? Because if the roles were reversed, right, and the Lakers were in first place, they had everything figured out, they were hitting on all cylinders, no one would be talking about that. They'll be talking about the Lakers. Nobody would even bring up the Warriors. If the roles were reversed and the Warriors were struggling like hell right now, they wouldn't even bring up the Warriors. That's complete disrespect. But for some reason, they can still bring up the Lakers every single chance they get.
And all that. But you ain't gonna do that.
Okay, first of all, a couple of things. I'll dismiss you because we know you're a homer. When it comes to the Lakers, you're a homer. It's okay.
And we're getting into the Lakers later on this show.
It's okay.
Don't you worry.
Let me get back to this brother right here. First of all, I never said the Warriors were the favorites. I said I'm picking them to win it all. I understand why they may not be everybody's favorites, but listen to the question. That's number one. Number two, predictions are a part of this business. It's not irresponsible at all. I'm giving the public what they want. They want to know how I feel. I'm telling you how I feel.
Right, it's an opinion.
So
He's making his pick. That's it. Excuse the man for trying to be honest with you.
Let's dissect and analyze what
and I'll be a sheep.
Miami's formidable. We got to see if they're going to pull it together. Who's going to be their closer? Who's going to be the guy they give it to and they say deliver us to the promised land? That's a question mark. The Greek Freak. Yeah, when DeAndre Ayton, with no help whatsoever on the interior, let's see what you do come postseason time again this year as opposed to the undersized Phoenix Suns last year. The Philadelphia 76ers don't get me started. I mean, we got Ben Simmons, that fiasco that's going on there.
Hey, hold on. I get the whole Ben Simmons thing, yeah, but Philly's still looking solid. Philly's still looking really solid right now. Let's hold off on the Philly slander, okay? Hold on.
The New York Knicks, I believe in them for a first-round series. I'm not getting lost in the shuffle. We don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie. We're looking at James Harden, wondering what the hell's going on. Now let's go out to the Western Conference. Each year,
just like that. Got rid of the East like that.
No one else really shows up when it counts for Utah. That is a fact. That has been the case. The Denver Nuggets, we know the Jokic is big time, but Jamal Murray, they're not the same without him. How's he going to be when he comes back from that nasty injury? That's a question. Kawhi Leonard, what's going to happen to him? That's a question mark right now. So when you scour the NBA, okay, the same thing you can say about Klay Thompson I can say about anybody else. And when you bring up James Wiseman, here's my response to you. They won the title with Jaja Pachulia and Andrew Bogut.
Hey, Stephen A. Stephen A. Come on, man. Come on, man. I love you, man. All right. Don't get on my bad side. I'm rooting for you in this one. I'm rooting for you. Don't get on my bad side now. Put some respect on Andrew Bogut's name, my nigga. Put some respect on his name.
The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. I can't look at James Wiseman and say, with the rest of the pieces there, with what they've developed over the last year and a half in Poole, Toscano, Damon Lee, and all of these brothers.
You redeem yourself, Stephen A. I like it.
With
There you
a
go.
Clay and Steph healthy, can't win the chip. What am I missing?
All right,
What am I missing?
JJ gets the final word.
First of all, I just want to, don't knock Zaza and Andrew Bogut. They were integral parts of those teams, screening, great fit. If you're talking about a more talented player on paper, James Wiseman, for sure.
Yes.
But those guys were great fits, and that's what the NBA is. And you know this. It's all about fit. I want to talk about TJ.
Yeah, I like that point by JJ. Yes, Zaza, the meme around Zaza that he hurts people and that he's clumsy and blah, 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 and he sucks or whatever. But Zaza actually was very, very good at seeing the floor. His passing was elite. He was good with rebounding as well. And his defense was actually pretty solid. So I wouldn't say anything negative about Zaza. I enjoyed our experience with Zaza. I just understand the meme around him and why people will say that. And Stephen A just happens to have this thing for Zaza. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's funny every time.
Okay, I want to talk about two teams real quick. Okay. Milwaukee won a championship last year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. They played zero games with their starting lineup.
That's true.
They played one game with Chris, Drew, Giannis, and Brooke.
Yeah.
So we don't even know that we haven't seen them this year at full strength. Let's acknowledge they were the champs last year. They have a chance.
The champs.
We said for years, Milwaukee can't win at all. They're a regular season team. Now we're saying the same thing about Utah. Utah has to be considered the favorites in the West.
Considering them all.
Utah is the favorites in the West.
considering-
That's what I'm saying. That's my
We have
prediction.
to go to break.
Utah's going to win the
That's
West.
a
There's my prediction.
That's a respectable
All
point.
right.
You can't dismiss Golden State.
I'm not dismissing
Okay.
them.
Excuse me, Mr. Irresponsible. It's time for break.
Okay, so she's talking, whatever, Molly. Anyways, so that was that. My closing thoughts about it. Yes, JJ, Utah is a formidable team, right? With Donovan Mitchell and the pieces around him in that team, they're a threat every single year in the West. But I'm smelling something different in the atmosphere. I'm smelling something different this time around, man. If you can smell what TGU cooking. It's been your boy. I'm signing out.